if you're going to coach someone up to have a meteor dose inhaler through through the spacer, what are you going to tell them? How would you coach them? This is something she went over in the review the other day that fucking got my ass too.
Hold it for 10 seconds.
Take a deep breath out, spray it into the spacer, and then after spray, inhale, long inhale, hold for 10 seconds. Yeah. Empty eye, small volume nebulizer. All right, the small volume, yes. No question? Okay, just talking to distract me, that's cool too. All right, small volume nebulizer is gonna be your continual aftercare. So again, you can give, how many times can you give albuterol?
3.
3 times. All right, what are contraindications for albuterol? Allergies, what else?
Edema. Pulmonary edema.
Pulmonary edema.
What if vasodilates?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah.
So in any case where you don't want the heart rate to spike,
Atrovent too, right?
Atrovent, yes. Yeah, Atrovent too. Same thing with Atrovent's more or less allergies. Atrovent is going to help, it's a little bit of a beta-2 agonist, but its main primary function is to help absorb fluid.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, secretions of mucus specifically.
Okay.
All right? So that's it. O2 administration. If they're having a rough time, you give them CPAP. I would prefer that you do supplemental O2 on your small volume nebulizer for continuing treatment after administering the meter dose inhaler. But you can put them on pretty much whatever you want as long as they're awake, alert, and oriented. All right? Pneumonia. You have 2 types of pneumonia. You have the infectious pneumonia, and then you have the aspirated pneumonia. Aspirated pneumonia is when you get something, you aspirate, and then that fluid stays down in your lungs for an extended period of time. Same symptoms pretty much as everything, except that is one thing where you're not going to have a productive mucousy cough. That's why they tell you with pneumonia it can be productive or not. That's the big thing. All right, all it is an infection of the alveoli that causes a buildup of mucus inside the alveoli, obstructing the exchange of gases. Yes. And the big thing why cigarette smokers, it's common in cigarette smokers, alcoholism, cold temperatures. Basically, the big deal is anything that can normally get you sick can lead to pneumonia. You have an upper respiratory infection, especially in old people this happens. You get a cold. That cold continually progresses. You get a buildup of mucus. Eventually, that mucus works all the way down to your alveoli, giving you an onset of pneumonia. And any other habit that can cause damage to your lungs that can make bad things come in and give you an infection. You're not going to be hungry because you're going to be working too hard to breathe. Malaise is a big thing with these upper or these respiratory infections. It's going to be like you're sick. Signs and symptoms of someone feeling sick. It's the whole thing. Like, you know how you feel when you're sick, when you got a cold. Ladies, y'all are a little bit better than us men babies. But you get the whole thing, right? Sharp, localized chest pain. Do not, I repeat, do not on this test get pneumonia mixed up with
Heart stuff.
Yeah, freaking any kind of heart stuff. No AMIs, no MIs, no congestive heart failure, right? It's going to be local, it's going to be sharp, and it's going to hurt worse when they breathe. That's the big thing. The chest pain and angina is going to hurt pretty much all the time. It's going to hurt worse when they're laying down. Pneumonia is going to be worse when they're breathing because it's coming down and it's irritating all that mucus around and they're having to work really hard. That's going to be when the sharp pain shows up. All right, you're going to have decreased chest wall movement, a little bit of shallow respiration, and this is going to be a lot of the times when it's far progressed pneumonia, is because they're going to be attempting to breathe, they're going to be tachypneic, so they're going to be attempting to breathe really fast, and that's when they're going to have that poor tidal volume. If they have that poor tidal volume.
And it hurts too, right?
Yeah, and it hurts. If they have that poor tidal volume, and you need to bag them or CPAP, you can hit them with that. Yeah, my fault. Except for pneumonias with CPAP. No CPAP. You can BV in them if you have to. try and make them breathe on their own, give them supplemental O2, but you give them CPAP, you can cause a decent amount of damage to the alveoli. And because it's already got increased mucus pressure there, you can run the risk of popping them. Fever, all that blah, 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 all that yada, yada, same thing. Pneumonia is a leading cause of death in children and geriatric patients just because they get sick easier, their immune systems aren't as good. It'll kill them quick and it'll get bad quick. Same thing with recent surgeries because you're not, especially because they got that damn tube going down the whole time, which increases friction, it increases your freaking wounds to your lungs, and then on top of that you can